Hi, Steve. I'm Lorraine, and I want to first thank you for giving us this opportunity to apply for the scholarship and just in general all the help that you've been giving us throughout this journey. So I'm from Hong Kong, and I want to practice either international human rights or humanitarian law after I go to law school. I've always wanted to be a lawyer since I was in middle school. I'm from a low-income family, and I was very lucky that I received a full scholarship to attend 2 years of an international high school, which has students from over 80 different countries. So it was a very, eye-opener to me. And then I also received another full scholarship for the 4 years of my college education in the US. So I think I've always been aware of how different socio-economic status could create different obstacles for individuals. And I just know that I think I have an obligation to give back to the society because not everyone is as lucky as me to have the opportunities that I have. And 5 years ago, I spent a week in a rehabilitation center in Cambodia for human trafficking survivors. And it was one of the most impactful experiences I've ever had in my life, because you learn about different stories of how some girls who were as young as 5 or 6 years old were being sold by their families for 10-20 US dollars, and how they were tortured or abused by the pimps or the traffickers, like all of these things. And I think once you interacted with survivors from violence and abuses, you will always remember how much injustice and evils they suffered from, and how much you wish you could have done just more or just done better for them. I still remember that I promised the girls that I would be a lawyer and then send all the bad people into jails for them. But I definitely did not know enough about law back then. I remember when I was a kid, I thought that law equals justice and crimes would just disappear when you have all those relevant law. And during my college education, I learned that both the international and the domestic legal system have so many flaws and so many limitations, because money and politics always just play a part in this legal system. And I personally experienced a broken legal system in Hong Kong since this past year, when the government and the police force would violently suppress peaceful protesters with zero accountability. And there's not much we could do in this broken legal system when even the judges are just puppets of tyranny. There were times that I was feeling so pessimistic that I even asked myself, do I actually want to be a lawyer? Or would it be useful? Would it be helpful at all? But gradually I realized that international law is like the last safeguard for people when a country's own government is failing them. So I see a lot of potential in international law, and I did different internships and researches on human rights abuses before. Like, all I was reading about were Syria, Argentina, Rwanda, China, just different countries. And I have never thought that my home, my people, and even myself would be in a situation of mass human rights abuses. It was a horrifying experience, but at the same time, just because of this experience, now I know how much legal work on human rights could mean to people who are suffering from human rights abuses. And I know that I would never give up, because this body of international law could be the only hope for some people who may be going through some of the darkest nights in their lives. So that's why I want to go to law school and dedicate myself to improve the system, to fight injustice, and to speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. Thank you for watching this video.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them, and feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.